Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I wanted to talk about how to use the brand new Pokemon Chi-Yu. So this Pokemon is good in just about any format. It's good in OU singles, it's good in VGC, it's good in doubles, and a lot of this is because of this Pokemon's offensive typing, Dark Fire, and its great ability called Beads of Ruin. So this ability with the kinky name reduces the special defense stat of all other active Pokemon by 25%. And this thing already has a base 135 special attack as well as a base 100 speed. So as a special attacker, this just works very well clearing a board. So this is my favorite single set here. It has Overheat for massive damage, it has Flamethrower as its primary fire stab, Dark Pulse as its primary dark stab, and it also has Psychic as coverage against things like Toxapex. So I like to run a Choice Scarf, so this can outrun things like Dragapult, and just take it out with a Dark Pulse. They could outrun things like a Choice Scarf with Goldengo, and it's just very, very good offensive pressure. So on a singles team, I like to run it with a Corviknight, and this is because Corviknight can kind of pivot with its slow U-turn use. You can bring Chi-Yu out for free, and you can just use one of your very offensive moves and do tons of damage. If you don't want to run a Choice Scarf, some good options is you could run Heavy Duty Boots, so you don't take as much damage from Stealth Rocks, which you're pretty weak to. You could run Life Orb if you wanted some extra damage. You could run... I've seen Choice Specs, which I think is pretty crazy. I think Scarf might work a little better here. And I don't really know what else. Maybe an Air Balloon, so you could switch into things like Great Tusk, or something else that might threaten you with an Earthquake or a Headlong Rush. So, as far as doubles go, I like to use this set here, and this is also a Choice Scarf set. I have Heat Wave for spread damage, I have Snarl also for spread damage, but you also get the added effect of lowering your opponent's special attack stat by one stage, which is very, very useful. And then Dark Pulse is here just for some stab damage. And I wouldn't run Protect with a Choice Scarf, but I would run it with any other item, because this doesn't really get a whole lot of options for its fourth move. Typically, when I run this set, I'll run Ruination, just for lack of better option. You could do damage equal to half of your target's current HP. And typically, when I run this set, I'll run it next to a Fluttermane. And this is because of the ability Beads of Ruin that Chi-Yu has. So, as I said before, this reduces the special defense stat of all their active Pokemon. And Fluttermane is a very offensive special attacker and very fast. And you could even increase its speed by using a booster energy. So, I like to run Moonblast on here, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and probably just Protect. But this pairs very well with Chi-Yu because of this ability, and you can just output so much damage with Fluttermane. Chi-Yu takes out the Steel types that might threaten Fluttermane, and it just works very, very well as a pair. I think for VGC more so, I'd run Choice Scarf if you're just playing singles, but instead you could do Life Orb's probably a better option here, maybe even a Sash, and if you don't want to run Protect, Ruination, this gets access to some other good moves. It gets, you could do Terra Blast, change your type to whatever you want. It gets Lava Plume, it gets Fire Blast and Overheat. So you have some options here. You could run Will-O-Wisp if you wanted to. You could run Nasty Plot. But I mean, regardless, you're gonna do a lot of damage offensively on the special side. So I guess some things that Chi-Yu likes to have as support is it really likes Intimidate for teammates, because it has a very low 80 base defense. So some good options. Right now some of the best Intimidate users are Arcanine, although I don't think I'd recommend Arcanine as a teammate because then you have 2 fire types and you share a lot of common weaknesses that way. I like Gyarados when I run Shiyu, and like I said, that's just for Intimidate, so you could survive on the physical defense side just a little better than you would normally. But also a good teammate would be Murkrow, surprisingly, specifically with Prankster. And this is because you can get support from Tailwind, and Murkrow also can set up Sunny Day, which would increase the power of your fire moves, so you could just kind of do Tailwind, Sunny Day, and you can just blow stuff up with Heat Wave with the Life Orb boost, or I don't know, Specs, whatever you got on here. And this also can get Feather Dance. So if you don't want to run Intimidate, you just run Feather Dance instead. It gets priority from Prankster, and it lowers your target's attack by 2 stages. So that could even increase Chiyu's survivability even more, and then you can just pump out some more damage. So overall, this Pokemon, like I said, is just very offensive, and it's been a real menace in the metagame. As far as the Terra type goes, because I don't think I talked about this yet, for singles I like to run Dark, and that's mostly because of Stealth Rocks. So you change your Terra type to Dark, you can just spam Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is actually very nice with the Scarf, because it has that 20% chance to flinch. So it just makes this move a lot more spammable. If you change your type to Dark, you're not as weak to Stealth Rocks, so you can pivot more with Corviknight. But I mean, if you don't want to do that, Fire is a decent option because you can just click Overheat, Terra type Fire, Beads of Ruin. A lot of things don't survive that. Or I've even seen Terra Blast, and then the type is Grass. And I think a lot of that is for things like Garganackle, or I know Annihilate likes to change his Terra type to Water. It's good for Clodsire a little bit, which is a very common switch in for this because Dark Pulse does maybe 30% and then it resists Flamethrower. So those are some good options for the Terra type. For doubles or VGC, I'd probably just run Dark, because then you could just throw Snarls out, you can throw Dark Pulses out, although I'm sure you probably have better options for your Terra Pokemon in doubles. But yeah, for right now, that's all I have to say about Chiyu. This Pokemon's been incredible, and it's just really fun to use. So let me know in the comments if you have fun using this Pokemon, and what you'd like to see me make a guide on next. I got some replays to show, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.